Have you ever wondered how much money you need to buy a $300,000 home, a $600,000 home, or even a $1.2 million home? My name is Amy Pecoraro, your Lombard real estate expert, and I'm going to share all the financial details you need to start your home search. We'll be looking at the current market, your monthly expenses, and how much you can actually afford. What is the current average price of homes in the area? That is an interesting question. I just looked up the average and it's saying about $350,000. My opinion is that this year is going to be a seller's market again. I feel like we've had way too many buyers that didn't get homes last year, and our inventory is still really scarce right now. Our market, I feel like, has been pretty steady from last year to this year, except of course through the winter months, which it typically always slows down. We're not as busy now as we normally are in the spring. I feel like it's a little stagnant. We're hoping that the inventory starts to pick up. Everyone should get pre-qualified before they start the buying process. Why it's important is because it's going to determine with your debt to income how much you can afford on that purchase price, which then determines what is that monthly payment going to be. And it just looks at the whole picture of your financials to let you know what's your comfort zone. Because also what you're pre-approved for might not actually be what you want to spend. That might be a lot more than you want to do, and you'll never have any money to do anything fun. So you might bring that purchase price down just to make that monthly payment more attainable. If you're going, wait, I'm not going to have any money for my Starbucks, or I'm not going to have any money to go out to eat, I'm not going to have any date night, we're not going to do anything fun. There won't be any vacations in our future because we're going to be house poor. If you bring your budget down a tad, make it a little bit more affordable for you monthly, then you'll have a little bit more money to have fun with. Before we decide how much house you can afford, let's think about how much it's going to cost per month for you. Some of the typical expenses that a new homeowner will have are obviously utilities. So you'll have your water, gas, electric, cable. If you decide you want to have internet, annual fees, you're going to have homeowner's insurance, you're going to have lawn care maintenance, exterior maintenance, deferred maintenance on your property. And then of course, you're going to have things that are going to break. So how much should you budget for maintenance items, deferred maintenance items? That's a really hard question. Every house is going to be different. You might live in the house for 3 or 4 years and not need anything done. And then someone else might move in and within 3 months they need to replace the furnace, the AC, the hot water heater. Who knows? I would say though, budget at least a couple $100 a month and always have a nest egg. If you finance your mortgage and you put less than 20% down, the mortgage company's probably going to have you escrow your taxes, so that'll be built right into your payment. If you put more than 20% down, you might have the option to pay your taxes independently. So make sure you budget for that. So now what you've been waiting for, how much house can you actually afford? Now these numbers are all approximate. Everybody's scenario is going to be a little bit different. Depends on your debt to income, if you have any debt or if you don't. For a $300,000 house, minimum down payment is going to cost about $2,500 a month, and you're going to need a $100,000 income. So the $2,500 monthly payment that I estimated is principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Now, those are all estimated because the insurance that I used, it might not be the exact amount your insurance is going to cost. And we don't know the exact taxes, so I estimated the real estate taxes. So the next one is a $600,000 purchase price. But keep in mind, there's an FHA loan limit of $524,225. So anything over that loan amount is going to have to be brought to closing if you want to do a conforming FHA loan. So at $600,000, 20% down, which keeps you under that FHA loan limit, you'd have a $4,500 monthly payment. That includes principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, all approximated, with an income required of $160,000 or so. So next, a $1.2 million home. That was a fun number I just picked because 1 million seemed boring. So we went 1.2 million. At 33% down, that's $8,000 a month for a payment. That's principal, interest, taxes, and insurance approximated. Keep in mind though, conventional loan limits are $805,500. You will need an income of approximately $300,000 to qualify for that loan. So just so you know, these are all approximated expenses. Everybody's scenario is going to be a little bit different. The other thing that's also not exact here is your interest rate. Now, also on top of these monthly mortgage payments, you've still got all your household expenses, your utilities and maintenance, things that come up that break. Make sure you're smart about it and budget correctly. I've helped buyers at all of these price points, so if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.